If anything, deep inside, every Spaniard is a traveler. The pride for Christopher Columbus and the marine scent seem to push them out into the road towards adventures and new geographic discoveries. Our today's story is about a group of Spanish filmmakers or videographers, as they call them today, who embarked on conquering Kazakhstan's mountains, steppes and deserts, and along the way making a film about our nature and tourist opportunities. We have a great opportunity to get behind its scenes. One can endlessly rhapsodize the diversity and wealth of Kazakhstan's natural resources. For centuries, its mountains, steppes, deserts and woods have been the best friends of those striving to conceive the native land. It replied with love to love and gave food, shelter and protection to those who truly felt it. The changing times may have altered our way of life, but some things remain unchanged. As before, our nature is generously sharing with us everything that it has. Whereas in early days, biological diversity and landscapes mostly attracted hunters and conquerors, today it is tourists who are becoming increasingly fascinated with the nature. The permanent outdoor Kazakhstan expedition invites you to take part in the extreme photo safari together with a group of Spanish filmmakers and see the most picturesque corners of Kazakhstan. By the time of first shootings, prior to even leaving the limits of Almaty region, the expedition has already covered the distance comparable to that between Madrid and Paris. Our Spanish friends were truly fascinated with the incredible choice of scenery. They wanted to film everything which was impossible due to time constraints. We had only 2 weeks to hit the most representative locations and the most famous and popular tourist sites in the Trans-Ili Alatau mountains. Hi, this is Jorge Santos. We are coming from Spain to shoot the awesome nature and environment of Kazakhstan. As soon as we initiate a project, we spend much time studying the country, but Kazakhstan is surprising us all the time. We have found incredible landscapes. There is an amazing diversity. For us it is a pleasant surprise, and we are very happy to be here with our friends from Photo Safari. Kostya, Maxim, all the team that show us the real Kazakhstan. That is the way to show the world your real and awesome country. To say that the Spanish guests were struck with Kazakhstan's nature is to say nothing. While Europeans are anxiously trying to preserve the last remaining wildlife islands in their respective countries, the vast undisturbed landscapes, still abundant in Kazakhstan, appear to them as something unreal, practically impossible and priceless. In Spain, population density is rather low, even compared to many neighboring European states. In actual figures, whereas in Spain on average there are about 90 people per square kilometer, in Germany, for example, it is closer to 350. It is a well-known fact that Kazakhstan is the 9th largest country in the world by landmass. At the same time, the population density in our homeland is about 6 people per square kilometer. And this is one of the key factors fostering unique conditions for the development of eco-tourism. Most certainly, other important factors include massive investment into tourist infrastructure, as well as tackling multiple advertising and marketing tasks. The current expedition is one of many steps on the way of forming the Kazakhstan's image of an emerging and noteworthy tourist destination. The Kazakhstan part of the team consists of skilled videographers, members of the photo safari community and the outdoor KZ filming crew.
And we are very happy to know this country. This is a lovely place. You have a lovely landscape. It's different for us because we live in Spain, and the weather there is so different. I think this video it's an attraction for the tourists around the world to see the landscape and to see the people and to know this country, because this is amazing.
The steep spiral of the mountain road is taking us to the Ushkane Plateau with its gorgeous alpine meadows and herds of elite horses. In the summer, this place is very popular among hikers. The unique relief of local mountain slopes also makes it ideal for paragliding. The village of Ushkane, nestling at the plateau's bottom, is famous because the first president of Kazakhstan spent here his childhood. Up on the plateau, the lush hills stretch for miles in every direction. We are shooting a video about the nature of Kazakhstan. The filming technology is rather complicated. Here we have a high-resolution camera mounted on a special hard-duty arm. We will shoot several panoramic scenes and will then combine them into one file for broadcasting on a dome-shaped monitor in one of exhibition pavilions. The photo safari community of photo and videographers has been collecting photo and video materials about the nature of Kazakhstan for several years already. We are sure that eventually we will have a world-class video product. The nature of Kazakhstan deserves to be admired by the whole world. From the Ushkane Plateau, the road is taking us to the Grand Almaty Gorge. This route is popular, which is evident due to the abundance of cafes and restaurants along the way. The range of foods offered in them will satiate the appetite of Asian, Caucasian and European cuisines admirers. In the valley, it is still the time of the Indian summer, but at the elevation of 1,750 meters, winter has seized the reins long ago. Our Spanish friends are true professionals and know their trade. On the one hand, they're aware of all the subtleties of high-quality video production. On the other hand, they could not do without their Kazakhstan partners because shooting wild nature requires special skills and considerations. Professionals do understand that you cannot do this at one's leisure. Or it is better to say that one can of course do it this way, but success may be achieved under the condition of devoting to it one's whole life. Relevant, extensive experience, proper equipment and gear and special technical knowledge are essential. Being savvy in big and local geography and good communication skills usually make the task much easier. The night snowfall has smothered the road to the Grand Almaty Lake, which puts our vehicles to the real-life test of streamrolling through the drifts. The operators are anxious as the weather conditions promise nice shots of turquoise lake surface against the background of snow-covered mountain summits. We arrive at the lake at last, but what a disappointment! Instead of the deep blue expanse of the lake, we see a huge snow-white field. The lake froze over just this morning. We didn't know about that and saw that it was covered with ice only upon reaching it. Yesterday they informed us that the lake was still free, but at night the temperature fell down to -25°C and the lake iced merely overnight. The Grand Almaty Lake is located 2,500 meters above sea level, stretching between two peaks, the Grand Almaty Peak and the Peak of Satpayev. The state border between the Republic of Kazakhstan and the Republic of Kyrgyzstan runs just a few kilometers away from the reservoir. I really like this place. During childhood, I was an often guest to the Grand Almaty Lake and the mountains and woods around it. Every rock is familiar to me here. This is why I'm so glad to come back and show this great place too, and share my childhood impressions and memories with my Spanish friends. Too bad the lake is frozen and you can see only one part of its beauty under snow. More than 50 peaks in the Trans-Ili Alatau range are suitable for mountain climbing of varying complexity. Such huge tourist potential in close proximity to the city provides all conditions necessary for the development of various types of adventure tourism in Almaty suburbs. The peak right in front of me is called the Peak of Satpayev. It is 3,800 meters high. When I was a little girl, I looked at it and it seemed so enormous to me. It seemed that I would never be able to climb it. Years went by and now I am a member of the photo safari expedition. Now I'm conquering even more complicated summits. In the Pamir Mountains, for example, we ascended a 5,000-meter mountain. The way from the Grand Almaty Gorge to the Small Almaty Gorge was a walk in the park, and it didn't take the expedition too much time to reach one of the pearls of Almaty region. Medeo High Mountain Ice Skating Rink, located 1,700 meters above sea level and the largest one in the world among similar facilities. It hosted multiple competitions and witnessed many world records. Today it is not only a sports facility, but also a popular weekend getaway for Almaty residents and guests. Literally several minutes from Medeo further into the mountains, there is another tourist attraction, Shimbulak Ski Resort. A breathtaking gondola road connects Medeo and Shimbulak with its comfortable cafes, restaurants and bars 2,260 plus meters above sea level for the enjoyment of skiers, boarders and these simply willing to relax in the sun and enjoy fresh mountainous air. Supermodern sports infrastructure with several open chair and cable car lifts, gear rental and repair services, alpine rescue teams, winter entertainments and rides, skiing schools for beginners, and nice slopes of varying complexity are available on weekends and weekends from November till April. In case of lacking snow, snow cannons and compactors are ready to go to prevent a mere shadow of annoyance among winter lovers.
Yes, in Spain we have in the south a big mountains. The name is Sierra Nevada. It's the most, how the name is, tallest, no, in Spain. And in the north we have Pyrenees. It's the name of the hills. No? It's a big mountains there.
Several ropeway lines start at Shimbulag Bottom Station and follow the slopes up to the Talgar Pass. The resort's highest point is 3,160 meters above sea level. In the old days, a hike to the pass took nearly 1 day. Today it is possible to cover the vertical difference of 850 meters in barely 15 minutes. Joly, the group's head cameraman, is soaking up the information about the Tanshan like a sponge. Along the way, he even learned his Kazakh name.
Joly, it's Galimjan. Galimjan.
Galimjan? What?
Galimjan, it's like the full name of Joly.
Ah, okay,
Galimjan.
okay.
Not on me myself, I was on this paragliding because I have to shoot. I have to fly and shoot from the
Really? Oh man.
Yeah, from this, and it was kind of like it was not like scary but interesting because we were flying under these rocks, and after we sat down into that place where we punched our car.
The snow-covered bastions of the peak of Nur Sultan dominate the scenery around the pass. The Alpiniade, or the Amateur Alpine Ascent, one of the major and most popular events among amateur climbers, takes place here every year, late June or early July. The event attracts hundreds of mountaineers, not only from all over Kazakhstan, but also from abroad. Almaty residents are often among the winners, as the city is known for its climbing school. Our Spanish guests complain that they need to take a plane from the south of Spain where they live to the nearest ski resort. For Almaty dwellers, it doesn't take more than an hour to turn the door key of their homes and snap in the skis already on the slope. So this trip became somewhat like a test drive for our Spanish guests prior to a more serious endeavor. Tired and full of impressions, the guys are returning to their hotel to recharge the batteries, as the road is calling out. Tomorrow we will head to the Trans-Ili Alatau range.